Hello and welcome back to another Space Engineers showcase video. In today's video, I'm once again taking a look at one of your designs that you have linked me in the comments section of one of my videos. And if you should see some of yours shown on this channel, just leave me the Steam Workshop link somewhere and I'll eventually get round to it. And I also believe I can now do Xbox blueprints because of the whole crossplay stuff, so leave them as well. For today, we are looking at the LAF-S Hawk, which is a very small, very snazzy fighter, which is this lovely thing right here. Pressing F10 and finding it in the spawn menu, scrolling past a lot of Hawks, because it's a very popular name, here it is. This thing is only 425 small blocks, using the Sparks of the Future and Wasteland DLC packs. And what we're going to do is give this a little thumbs up, then we can move around to the front and take a quick look around the outside. So at the very front, this is what we get. We've got some lovely yellow and blue blocks that go all the way around this ship. They might be dark blue blocks, they could be black blocks, it might just be the reflection of the Skybox above. Anyway, behind that is the fighter cockpit where we're going to access and use our gatling guns to blast our enemies. And speaking of gatling guns, we've got 4 of these on this ship, 2 on both sides with a spotlight just below them. Just below our spotlight, we do have an atmospheric thruster to help us stop, and we can see the side of a medium cargo container to load up all our ammunition into. And just below that, a merge block to clamp ourselves down because we do not have a traditional landing gear. As we move across onto our wing, this is what we get. We've got some atmospheric thrusters hidden away in there for our left and our right, and it comes all the way across to our Wasteland DLC spotlight, which is sitting right there blinking in a nice red glow. If I just come down a little bit, we'll see the bottoms of some large atmospheric thrusters. Then moving all the way around to the very back of this thing, even more of our Wasteland spotlights in the green and the red, and a large atmospheric thruster to push us around at some great speeds. As we come up and above, we'll see some good use of our letter block, spelling out the name of the ship, and we can see the tops of our large atmospheric thrusters that we saw the bottom sticking out the bottom. Yes, coming up to there, we can see how the wings have been set up and how fancy they look. Then moving all the way to the front, there's our gatling guns and cockpit. And we can see just inside here where a little window block is sitting, a programmable block, because we do have a few scripts on here, which is going to be the ship integrity. So when you take damage, the LCD screen will update itself and show you where it's been damaged. So I'll show you that a bit later on because it is quite a nifty thing. Coming down and underneath our cockpit, we got once again a window setup showing us another programmable block, as well as a camera, which you can just about make out in there. If I come all the way up like this, there we go. Continuing along the bottom, we've got an access point for our cockpit, as well as the bottom of our merge block. There's the bottom of our atmospheric thrusters, 2 batteries, then towards the back there we can see even more batteries, and at the back there is our thruster. So yes, that is a very quick around the outside, and it does look fantastic for such a simplistic little fighter. It's got the scripts on there, which is nice, got a nice lot of atmospheric thrusters, and most importantly, its power distribution has been set up correctly, so it can power the large atmospheric thrusters, something that I keep forgetting in my own designs. So, getting into my character, we'll bring up the HUD, I'll go into first person view, and you'll see the script right there in front of me. The green there are your power blocks, the orange there I presume is the gatling guns, and I think the blue is the structural integrity of what's holding everything together. I'm not too familiar with this mod, I'm just guessing. If I was to get out, switch to my gun and start shooting up this wing, let's just go and damage some of the blocks right here, get back into the cockpit, you can now see the LCD screen has been updated with some red blocks, because that is what's been damaged. Very nice stuff. Coming into here and checking the other programmable block, it's all the way down here, we do have there is the whip integrity monitoring program, which is what's showing on the screen, and the other one is also the same script, not sure if that's actually a requirement or not for the mod, but there we go. Anyway, with that all done and out of the way, I can bring up the HUD, which is already up, and we've got 2 buttons to play with. Number 2 is going to be for our camera, which is sitting just behind our window block, which is right there, so we're nice and protected from oncoming fire. We get a nice clean view all the way around, where we can then switch to number 1 and start firing our gatling gun. Coming out of the camera, coming into third person view, going like that, that is what that looks like. And that is just about everything with this ship, so it's time to fly it around and see how it handles. Moving forwards, this is what we get. We've got a large atmospheric thruster at the back there, so we get some decent speeds out of this. And you'll see what I mean by the power distribution. We're only using 30% while moving forwards. If this was my ship, it would be maxing out and coming back down to the ground in many little pieces. Yes, coming to a stop, we are a lot slower, so you may need to do a 180 to bring yourself to a stop much quicker, but that's entirely up to you and whether you need to stop in a short amount of time. Moving left and moving right were a lot slower than going forwards, but a lot better than stopping. Then going down, there we go, and going up. We've got a nice lot of speed with that. Going up is always important on ships. You need to be able to pull away, especially when there's a mountain in the way. Then wiggling my mouse around, this is what we get. We've got a nice lot of control over this. A little bit of weight on there to make it a bit more meaty with the controls, but it's not too much to impact it, and it's not floaty compared to what some smaller ships tend to go for. Yes, with that all done and out of the way, I suppose we can go and try and find a pyro base. I don't think there's any around here. So what I'll do is just come across over to this mountainside and just crash ourselves into it. Means I haven't crashed something in such a long time. This is a very nice little ship to play around with. I'm pretty sure that is blue. It still could be the reflection of the Skybox above, where there'll be a link to that in the description below if you are interested in it. I believe it's called the Atlantis Skybox. Yes, it's a nice little design, very sleek, very smooth, and it's got the firepower you need to go and deal some damage. So there'll be a link to it in the description below if you do wish to download and play around with this ship. And I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.